Alrighty, y'all. I'm still waiting on parts to come for the wife C450. I got 2 boxes over there. Has a couple bit of things, but not the main stuff I need. In the meanwhile, I cleaned up these plastics. I think the front came out really well. The gas tank probably came out the best. These I need to take a heat gun to take out some of those scrapes. And then the worst of all, the graphics left marks. So I'm hoping that the heat gun will be able to take that out, but we'll see. The seat came out really clean. Excuse those little smudges, but it came out really clean otherwise. I tested out the silver paint, and it's a perfect match. Right there, you can see it's pretty good. I didn't sand it down or nothing for that, but I'm going to definitely sand it down before I do the rest. For now, I'm going to be painting the exhaust because, as you can see, it's pretty bad. Let's go ahead and pop that off real quick. That was easy. Alright, we got it sanded down. It wasn't that rusty, but just rust aluminum, high heat, 2000 degrees paint. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and paint this bumper real quick, so let's get that off. Now I'm going to go ahead and sand this down real quick. We have our first coat on the bumper here, and I would say it's looking pretty good. So, yeah. I already got the first coat on the left A-arm, and now I'm working on the right one. And no, I'm not trying to do perfect. I'm just trying to hide the rust and make it look a little bit better than it was before. I do want to protect the white shock, though, but that's pretty much it. Along with these black lines, but those are easy enough to avoid. Alright, I finished up with the A-arms, and I'm saying I think they look great. Much better than they did. They were really rusted up. And I did spot hit the frame in a few places just to make it look better. Now, I know this doesn't look that great right now, but it's going to look better. I'm going to throw a second coat on it. And I did hit a few things along here because it was a perfect match. You can barely tell the difference. I think it just looks a little bit better. It's not perfect, no, but it is better than what it was. I just put the grab bar on the front here, and it looks fresh. Before that was all scratched up and looking bad, but I mean, it's looking real good. The only thing I would say that doesn't look as good is this right here. And because it looks so bad, I am probably going to sand it down, take all this stuff off, and redo it. Y'all might be like, man, why is he just doing all this cosmetic work when it's not even running right? Well, I know it's going to run right soon, so I'm just going to do it anyway. Alright, y'all, I am so surprised at how good this seat cover came out. I cleaned it up. I mean, I haven't used any soap right there, just wiped it down for y'all since my fingerprints were on it. But y'all remember that crack right here? Gone. So what I did is I took out the old pins, and I just pulled it over. So it's still there, but now it's hidden. That was actually in 3 places. It was there, there, and here. All of which are gone now. I'm so happy that I was able to take that all out, and now it looks minty. Alright, y'all, we got some good news and some bad news. I was about to go power wash it for the second time to get, the details and stuff, and I recognized the case was loose. And I was like, oh shoot, I actually sprayed water in there before. So there's probably a little bit of water in the case now, but hopefully all the oil will drain that out, and we're going to have to do an oil flush. But anywho, It's definitely the stator. Yeah, it's pretty nasty in there. The stator is definitely discolored. I think it's chipping off parts of it. And so that's all in there now, which is great. I'm hoping it didn't get in the engine, but we don't want that in the engine, that's for sure. So yeah, it's definitely going to need to be replaced, and we are still going to review everything else to make sure it's all good. But yeah, definitely needs a stator. All right, y'all, I got the stator out, and let's have a closer look at it. So I guess it kind of just blew up. I mean, quite literally, all these little chips are coming from the side pieces that used to stick out. So I don't know what happened really, but yeah, that's that. Alrighty, y'all, we were able to get some of those parts in the mail that we need. We have the stator cover off right now, and the stator is out of it. We got that all cleaned up, and we have it tilted so that way the oil doesn't fall all out, because I don't want to have to drain all the oil out, even though we're going to have to do that because there's a little bit of water in it, but not much. We're going to run it like that for a little while to drain it all out. Anywho, we got all the parts we need pretty much, other than the extra oil change and air filter along with the oil filters. So yeah, we got all this stuff cleaned up. See, we got the exhaust over here. Got that all painted up, looking minty. Got the carb all cleaned up. So yeah, let's start opening parts. Alrighty, let's do this thing. Alrighty, right here is the stator solenoid, or starter solenoid. So this will hopefully fix our problem with the start button not working, but if not, we have the kill switch. So yeah, there's that. It's looking fresh. Nice and satisfying. Alright, now this is the big boy, the one that we're gonna need to fix this thing. This was not supposed to come until like 7 more days, like a whole week, but looked on the Amazon app and it said it was going to be delivered today, so we got this and hopefully we'll be able to get it running today. Comes with pretty much every single thing we need. It's a big old bundle, so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get it running today. Now, I already opened this one because I wanted to check something, but we got coolant. This is not the blue coolant, but it should work. And we got these really nice grips. I'm going to love these. They're Pro Taper. Yeah, they're going to be really nice. And we got 2 spark plugs, but this is what I wanted to check. And no, it was not the spark plug, but I'm still probably going to throw a new one in there just because. Oh, it's another wrap. I believe this is our battery. Yeah, this is our battery, so now we'll be able to fit that in there. It's not packaged how it normally is, but yep, that's our battery. Should fit just fine. So yeah, let's get to work. Alright, let's go ahead and install that stator. Alrighty, fresh, brand new stator. So this is the new one. And this is the old one. So, yeah. Definitely was the stator. I was hoping it was. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pop this in real quick. Alright, I'm pretty sure I assembled it right, but if not, then that's going to suck. But I oiled everything up. Everything's tightened down pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks like that's how it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the motor, and hopefully this works. I'm going to try to slap that on real quick. Alright, so there were supposed to be 2 more bolts right here and here, but they weren't in there, so I went ahead and grabbed some, and hopefully they'll work. Otherwise, we're going to need to do some clearancing or something, but we're definitely going to need to make sure it'll work before we run it like this. I'm going to go ahead and throw the others in real quick. Alrighty, now we can check for spark. Nothing. Alright, I forgot to plug in the carb, so let's go check that out. See if it works now. Hey, let's freaking go! Got spark now. So let's get it assembled and rip this sucker. Alright, y'all, we got some bad news. The throttle cable is in very bad condition. So I'm going to have to order a new one. Hopefully we'll get it by tomorrow and we'll be ripping this thing by the weekend. Alright, first start attempt. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot and we'll see what happens. Key on. Here we go. Let's go. She's smoking pretty bad. Alright, it's pretty smoky. She runs. I hear something clicking over here. We're going to try to find out what that is, but oh man, it's smoky. Phew-wee. Hopefully that was just the oil I squirted on the top. Alright, it starts really good and easy. It is clicking right around this area. I'm thinking it's just something jiggling from the vibration, or it's this, or something with the overfilled oil. I'm pretty sure the oil is overfilled because if you can't see, there's oil splattering right here and getting all right here. So I'm thinking this is too loose. It needs to be tightened up. Otherwise, we're going to have a major issue. And also when I shut it off, it makes a big click. But watch how fast this thing fires up. It makes that big loud click once I turn it off. But other than that, it starts right up. So yeah, good stuff. Alrighty, we were able to pick up some more parts for it. And I'm hoping we're able to get it running right. We got the coolant reservoir cleaned out so that way we can get some coolant in there. I also ordered a new gasket for that, and once that comes we should be ready to go. I detailed it more, cleaned it up perfectly. All we gotta do now is get rid of that ticking sound, and I'm hoping the smoke is just from when I poured the oil on top of the cylinder, but if not, we're gonna have a bigger issue. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully get this thing running right. I'm gonna slap some of those parts on the gut. We got the grab bar here. We got the oil and filters right here. Brand new jug of oil, so that way we can flush out all the water that wasn't there. And we're also gonna need to do a coolant flush, and yeah, we're gonna get this thing looking right. So I'm gonna get to it. Alright, y'all, I ended up doing a full oil change, make sure everything was all right with that. I did a coolant flush, redid all the coolant, got this thing running, which is crazy, but it was smoking a bunch and rattling. These were known to have the carbs rattling, and luckily this one was the carb. It was the slide going back and forth, and that was making the rattling noise, but it was still smoking a bunch. I was thinking it was the oil I put in the top of the cylinder, and apparently it was not. It was very consistent, and it was doing it a bunch. Come over here. We got some milky oil. So the head gasket or the base gasket is probably blown. So I am going to order up both and have those replaced. Alright, y'all, I just got the head gasket and base gasket in for the YFC 450. So we're going to go ahead and tear this apart and then slap this on and hopefully get this thing running right by the end of the video. I'm going to see if I can't pop these off now. like so. I'm gonna use this magnet little thing here, it's bendable, to hold this cam chain out of the way so it doesn't fall down to the bottom. There we go. Pop this guy off. You can see here it's in pretty decent condition. Here's what I did for the setup up top. Those are looking good. All the bolts were the same size, so it doesn't matter that much, but showed where the lobes were supposed to face. Cam chain tensioner. Now we're gonna go ahead and crack our head bolts. That's tight. And there we go. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pop these two off. That's holding these two together. Is this loosening or tightening? Shoot, that was tightening. Everything's upside down right here, so it's kind of hard to tell. Woo, listen to that crack. Gosh. Oh, look at that. It's just a little nut hanging on. Was not expecting that. Alright, now we're going to pop this bolt off so that way we can get this engine bracket off the head. There we go. Alright, now we're going to need to break this oil line bolt. We need to make sure we have the washers on both sides. And for me, I like to have the hole lined up with the line. I don't know if you need that done, but I always like to mark it with a marker. That way it will go back to where it belongs. Let me know if you don't do that. Alright, let's see if we can't knock this off. Starting to crack. Looks like something's holding on. Don't want these buckets flying anywhere. Is this holding it on? It's not holding it on. I don't know what is. Then I'm just gonna grab it just because, and I'm gonna let it drop. Then I can strap it once again. Now we should be able to pop this off. There we go. And there's the head. Alright y'all, I got the head gasket here and it looks fine. I don't know what the heck was the matter, but it seems fine. There was no blow-by marks or anything on here. I think that may be the only one. There we go. So let it just slip. Looks to be in fine condition here. We're good. There we go. I like to put my finger right there to catch it, no matter what. You just work it out. You pull it out. They had the gap right there, so that's not that good. Oh, and there it is. Got that out. So that right there is why you want to use paper towel or clean shop rag to cover up that area, because it will drop down in the bottom and you will have a much bigger project than you asked for. Kaploop. Alrighty. Looks like a stock piston here. Got little scrapes, nothing major. Definitely dirty, needs to be cleaned up. But that came out of there like that. That crank is in great condition. Alright, y'all, now that we got everything disassembled, I'm going to go ahead and clean up everything, oil it up, get it ready for installation, and then once I finish all that up, I will get back to y'all. Alrighty, y'all, we're going to go ahead and slap on that piston real quick. We got all the rings spaced properly. That took a little while. And we also oiled everything a bunch. So we should be set here. And you don't really need to oil the top of the piston. I just did it just because, I mean, oil everywhere. I don't mind it that much. It's gonna move around anyway. Alright, there we go. Now we gotta slap on those rings for the clips. Alright, y'all, we were able to get those clips in for the piston. So now we're gonna go ahead and slap on the cylinder. Alright, y'all, I was able to get that slapped on there. It was actually easier than I expected. It was easier than the Raptor 350 was, but that's on there pretty good, and now we're going to slap the head on. Alright, y'all, we were able to manage to get this on here, so now we're going to go ahead and slap everything together. Alright, y'all, sorry I'm not able to record all this. I mean, it's just really hard. My stand broke, and I'm recording on my phone. But anywho, what I did is I slapped this on, I hammered it down with a soft hammer, and then I torqued those four bolts down. It was very complicated. I'd highly recommend looking up a forum for it. It was way different than others. It was not very complicated, but there was a video that really helped, so I did that. Those are torqued down. Torque this one down to 7 foot-pounds. I hand tightened these ones pretty tight. I mean, my torque wrench couldn't fit, so those are also 7 pounds. And yeah, I have it at top dead center, so now I'm going to slap on the cams. Alright, y'all, I was going to get timing on right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go open this hole, and then there's a notch right here, and then there's going to be a line on the flywheel. There's going to be 2 lines, and there's going to be one to the right of that. The one to the right of that is top dead center. So you want that lined up with that, which I do now. Slapped on the cams. I got the left one here. That one has a decompression mechanism. So that one's going to have 1 dot lined up with the surface of the head, and then 1 dot that way. This one is going to have 1 lined up with the surface of the head, and then 1 straight up. So, timing is set, and we're all good there. Alright, y'all. I just finished up tightening down those cam holders, whatever you want to call them. So, I put the clips on top of the cam bearings, and I slid these on top, made sure there was 2 dials on each of the cam covers, and then I tightened these down to 12 foot-pounds each, and I did it in a sequence, crisscross. And then I went back with my hand and just made sure they were tight. They say do 10 to 12 foot-pounds on these, so I went to 12 just to be safe. It'd be a good idea to throw Loctite on these. I decided not to. Alright, y'all, I just finished the motor up. Got the valve cover on, got the side cover on. Now I'm just going to hook up all the lines, hoses, and carburetors, and I'll get back to y'all, and we'll get this thing fired up. Hopefully it'll be running right. Alright, y'all, everything's back together. Everything's hooked up, oiled up, cooled up. I think we're all good. I threw some gasoline in there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to fire it up. The battery did die. I don't know why, but that should charge back up. No more smoke. It's not even rattling anymore. Seemed a little bit boggy, but it's still warming up. Gonna need some tuning, but it's definitely better than it was. Now I'm just gonna bleed the coolant a little bit and bleed the oil. Alright, y'all, a little update here on the YFC 450. I took it for a test rip. Everything's going pretty well. It only has one problem when it's idling. When it's idling, it'll start to smoke a little bit, but if you drive it, it'll go away. So that makes me believe that it's the valve seals. Now, I already have the valve seals, so I decided I might as well slap them on there. So I've decided to do that off camera since it's such a pain to get the head off and all of that stuff with the camera going. So I've decided to not film it, but I will get back to y'all once I'm done. Alright, y'all, I've been at it for about an hour and a half or so. I was able to pop the head off. Got that all taken care of. I also have suspicions that the water pump is bad. So I ordered up a new one. That's coming tomorrow. I'm going to fix that all up. And here's what we got for the head going so far. So as you can see, I have the paper towel lined up and the same thing with this. So that way, oh, excuse me, I know where everything goes. So these are the 3 intake valves, 2 exhaust valves, 2 exhaust, 3 intake. And yeah, they're looking okay. I didn't like how dirty the mating surfaces were, but it should be okay, hopefully. And valves are looking halfway decent. But yeah, it's all organized, looking pretty good. Gonna put on our new ones and our new valve seals, that is. And yeah, hopefully get this thing going right. Alrighty, y'all. It's finished. I did not record much of it. I was really hoping to. Ended up not. But this camera's just not built for this type of stuff, so. Only thing else I'm going to do is restore the rear rims. As you can see, the front, pretty good aluminum. The rear is pretty nasty, so. She's running great, lots of power. It's looking good. I'm also probably going to touch up the frame here a little bit. But yeah, all problems are fixed, and hopefully I can have some better videos coming out once I get a better camera. Be able to film more of the process. But yeah, that's it for now on this one. Hopefully I'll make some good profit on it. Have probably about 1,700 into it. Isn't too bad, but it's definitely not the condition I was hoping it to be, but it's better than it could be.